What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the Magic Tower. I said in the last video it was going to be 25-25 and I wasn't expecting the change back to 50 for the impossible side. So I've pretty much given up on that for now, to be fair. So the good news is we've got the Covenant Summon that's dropped back in, and for a while now the Covenant Summon has been the portal to pull in. We do have quite a few brand new heroes in this portal, as well as some amazing featured heroes. So I want to go ahead today and have a look at the new heroes that we've got, see what they're all about, and see whether it's going to be worth dropping a few of your Covenant coins in this portal. I've tried, but with no luck so far, unfortunately. But the Magic Portal's been kind to me. So let's go ahead and start with the newest featured hero. So we've got Sorrow to start with. So she's an ice hero. She is of the Sorcerer class. Pretty decent class for Sorrow. She is of the Abyss Hunter family. So the Abyss Hunters get a bonus for 2, 3, 4, or 5 heroes, and it's 5% up to 20% defense. Now we've got 3 families now in the Covenant heroes. We've got the Abyss Hunters. We have got this one, which is the Plains Hunters. So they get 5 to 20% attack, and then we've also got the Jungle Hunters. So they get from 5% to 20% HP. So we've got quite a bit going on in terms of different families in the same portal. I think that's probably the most that there's ever been. And so far these heroes are absolutely insane. Some of my favorite heroes in the game. So Sorrow could potentially be another one to watch out for. She certainly looks the part. So in terms of the passives, she has got the Hunter's Mark, as they all do. The Hunter's Mark will give 150 damage to a random enemy over 3 turns, or to whichever character they attack over 3 turns. If the target has the effect already, the duration's refreshed and the damage is increased. So this definitely can add up over time. And if you have multiple heroes in these families, or these heroes from the Covenant Summon on your team, then it can definitely be a very useful passive. The other passive is the Hunter's Sense. So when she casts their special skill, she will transfer the newest cleansable status element from herself to the target. So it is, as I said before, like a mini Lady of the Lake effect. If the special skill can't target an enemy, a random enemy is chosen instead. So anything that happens upon her casting her special skill, she's going to transfer the newest status elements. So it's not all status elements, but then again, you're not going to have loads and loads of status elements unless you are particularly unlucky. So those are the passives and those are the family bonuses. So let's move on to stats that we're looking at. So without the max power preview on, she's going to have 846 attack, which is quite a bit. 819 defense, pretty solid, and 1417 health. So a little bit lower on the health, but overall those stats are insane. If you do go ahead and add limit breaks and even second limit break, she's going to benefit from the defense up ether power. So at the start of the battle, she gets 20% defense for 6 turns, which is a great ether power. And her stats are going to go up to 1100 attack, 1100 defense, and nearly 2000 health. So bonkers stats if you do decide to second limit break this hero. Where is her body? That's very distracting, but at least she hasn't disappeared just yet. I don't want to jinx it, but that is a good start. So let us move on to Sorrow's special, and let's see what is so good or so bad, or just nothing really at all. So the special skill is running at average speed. It's Icebound Ritual. Now she summons 2 Icebound Sickle minions for the caster and nearby allies with 15% HP, and 30% attack inherited from the caster. So at average speed, she's going to be summoning a total of 6 minions, 2 for herself and 2 for the nearby allies. When summoned, the Icebound Sickle minion gives plus 45% attack for its owner. For as long as the owner has Icebound Sickle minions, the attack increases by 5% each turn, up to plus 60% attack. And the effect can't be cleansed because it's attached to the minion. When the Icebound Sickle minion's destroyed, it deals 135 damage to all enemies. Now, upon reading this special for the first time, I thought, yeah, big whoop. I mean, 135 damage to all enemies is nothing. It's not going to have any kind of impact whatsoever. But then I read it again and again, and I realized that from what it says here, the 135 damage is for the Icebound Sickle minion. So for one minion, that is 135 damage to all enemies. And remember, she's going to be summoning 6 minions at once. So 6 minions, if you destroyed all 6 minions, and they don't have much HP, they've got 15% HP. So a relatively decent hit 3 is going to be able to take out all 6 minions in one shot. If you do that, or if you use a minion destroyer, you're going to be damaging yourself for a total of 6 times 135, which I'm going to try and do the maths off the top of my head. So that's 600, and then 35 times 6. Gee, what's that? Another 180, like 800. So if you destroy the minions, you're going to be damaging everyone on your team for 800 damage. Like 800. That is a massive hit to all of your team. And all that you've done to deserve that is you've just destroyed the minions, which is something that you need to do to be able to take advantage in the battle in any case. So this is, on first glance, a hero that doesn't look that great because she summons minions for herself and nearby with an attack up. I was thinking something like a Miriam and Midnight would do a similar thing. And then the effect that's attached to the minions is different. However, I would think twice, 3 times, 4 times over about going up against this chick because she is going to be absolutely devastating. So yeah, I mean, if you sort of don't really understand the concept of this, and I didn't initially, so please, you can be forgiven if you don't, because it doesn't make sense initially when you read the card for the first time. Let's say, for example, you took a minion destroyer. In fact, I just literally scrolled past him. Oh, I was lucky enough to get Ray and Willow from the magic summon, so I'm feeling super happy with that. Just thought I'd share. So Gormek. So let's say we take Gormek up against her. He's going to destroy all minions from all enemies, deal 180 damage to all enemies, and all allies are going to recover 80 HP for each destroyed minion. So I thought maybe he would be a good counter against her because they're going to be recovering HP for each destroyed minion. But it really depends. Do they recover HP before the minion's destroyed, or after the minion's destroyed, or after the minion deals its damage? We don't know. We just don't know yet. So I'm going to sort of keep my eye out for this hero in defense and try and test her out, because I think that she could be one of the most incredible heroes that we've seen in a long time. And I think I would particularly want to use her on defense because that's where she's going to shine the most. She doesn't deal any attack as part of her special. I mean, the minions have attack, which increases. She does boost the attack of the caster and nearby, but really when you're boosting attack on offense, you want to be boosting the attack of the whole entire team. So yeah, a great defensive hero, I would say, to start off with. And yeah, I would go ahead and level her up straight away if I was lucky enough to get my hands on her. So congrats if you do manage to pull Sorrow from this portal. I think she's amazing. Now moving on. Hero number 2, this guy, Thunderclap. What a name, man. So he is a holy hero. And he is of the fighter class. Great class. Pretty good class for a tank. And I think that this guy potentially could fit well into that role. As you can see, we've got the max power preview on, and it's showing this big red bullseye here, which means that he benefits from the taunt special. It does trigger for 4 turns at the start of the battle, and I've read over the updates that that's probably going to go down to 3. But it is still a great ether talent, and it can be pretty frustrating. Now, he is of the Jungle Hunter family. We've been over the bonus for this already, but he does get an additional up to 20% HP if you've got more than 2 heroes on the team, so 5, 10, 15, 20. It's a pretty good talent. I mean, a family bonus for the Jungle Hunters, actually. I think this one, it almost works like a stat bonus for a costume. In fact, they all sort of do. He's got this other secondary passive. So, of course, he's got the Hunter's Mark, but he's got the Hunter's Vigor secondary passive. So when he casts his special, he gets 20% attack for 3 turns. And the effect can be active in addition to other effects that alter attack. Now, I thought this was an amazing effect for somebody like Mistweaver, because he's dealing attack, and an increased attack is really useful for him. With Thunderclap, I don't think that he is actually dealing any damage. I mean, there is some damage there, but we'll get to that in a second. So it's not really going to be as useful of a passive as we've got with people like Mistweaver, or heroes like Mistweaver or Bone Crusher, for example. Now, stats for Thunderclap. Without the max power preview on, we've got 813 on the attack, so slightly lower attack, 826 on the defense, 1472 on the health. So really good balanced stats across the board, a little bit more defensively built, which is cool. His special skill is Warcry of the Jungle. Sorry, it all makes sense now. That's what he's doing. So Warcry of the Jungle. The caster gets taunt that prevents enemies from using special skills on the caster's allies for 5 turns. So a 5-turn taunt, not unheard of for a slow speed hero, so that's absolutely fine. The caster then regenerates 1,250 boosted health over 5 turns. 1,250 boosted health over 5 turns is huge. That's 250 boosted health per turn, every single turn for 5 turns. So somebody needs to dispel him, but then even if you dispel the taunt first, that boosted health is still going to stay in effect. So that is really frustrating already. He deals 500 to 1,000 damage to all enemies after 5 turns, based on the damage the caster had taken while this effect was active. This is, again, it's just one of those effects that's really, really super annoying, because there's really not much you can do about it. It's kind of like a Gull Bursty effect. This is sort of how I understand it. And if you've dispelled Gull Bursty, you know that you still take that damage that's sort of built up over time. Only that this guy's damage is a lot higher. It starts at 500 and it increases all the way up to 1,000 damage over those next 5 turns. So seriously, guys, think twice before you sort of attack these guys, and make sure you have a heal ready, whatever you do, because he's going to frustrate the hell out of you. And if you don't have a way to remove that boosted HP, it's just going to be that much more difficult to kill this hero. And he's going to keep on firing, and you're going to keep having to watch out for that damage after the 5 turns. So it remains to see whether that can be dispelled alongside the boosted health as well. I would assume the boosted health and that effect sort of are secondary to the taunt. So you'd have to have a dispel for the taunt, and then another dispel for those 2 secondary effects, the boosted health and the damage to all enemies. It's just it's just an insane amount of dispelling that you need to do to deal with him. And if that wasn't enough, he also gets a stack. The caster gets plus 25% attack against the weaker element. Jesus, man. A 10 stack. So does that mean he can get up to 250% attack against the weaker element? Because that would just be absolutely mental. It again remains to be seen, but I'm thinking, reading this card, that that's exactly what's going to happen. So not only is he boosting the health, not only does he have that annoying damage effect, and he casting taunt, but he's also going to get an attack stat of up to 250 with no miss. What is going on? Seriously, yeah, this guy's amazing, but I foresee some kind of nerf in his future. He just looks too overpowered to me. But then some heroes have come out. I mean, when Ludwig came out, everybody thought he was just super duper overpowered, and his special's still the same as it ever was. So this is a great hero. And congrats if you do manage to grab him as well. So I think the 2 5-stars we've got in this hero, I mean in this portal, the 2 new 5-stars are absolutely amazing. Now, we do also have, if I'm correct and if I can get back to it, we've got a couple of lower sort of grade heroes, should we say. So we've got 2 4-stars, one from each family, and then we've got a 3-star as well. So let's go ahead with Knuckles. Like the name, he is of the Paladin class, so good defensive class for him. He gets the same passives with the Hunter's Mark, and he gets the Hunter's Vigor as well. So plus 20 attack for 3 turns, and he is of the Jungle Hunter family. So we won't go over those again. Now in terms of stats, 626, 669, and 1402. I mean, 1402... on the health, oh, there we go. I was just waiting for that to happen. But what I was saying is 1402 on the health is actually pretty damn decent for a 4-star hero. And those stats, I mean, let's just have a look. Yeah, with second limit breaks, I mean, you get in. He's going to be as good as any 5-star hero with those kind of stats. And he gets the special armor, which is a pretty decent ether talent as well. So let's not take too long. I'm just going to go over his specials. So Jungle Riposte is the special. Average speed. All allies get plus 30% defense and a further 3% increase every time they're hit during 4 turns. So he's increasing the defense every single turn after he fires his special. All allies reflect status ailments and negative stacks for 4 turns. That is amazing. So the reflect on Kitty is something that I've just used against our 3K time and time again, and it's absolutely brilliant. But not only is he reflecting the status ailments, he's also reflecting negative stacks. So that is going to be a very sought after talent for people like Scuddy, for example. He can reflect those stacks straight to the enemy. And job's done. And then he gets again a stack of up to a maximum of 10. He gets plus 20% attack against the weaker element. So the only thing I can think of is that this is just going to be insanely overpowered, because that's going to be plus 20% for 10. I mean, he's not going to cast that special 10 times, but I mean, even if he casts it 3 or 4 times, he's going to get plus 60 to 80% increased attack against the weaker element. So that is insane. This is a great 4-star hero, and to be fair, this is one that I would love to have from this portal. The only thing that annoys me about these 4-stars is that they're not featured. So if you look at the appearance rates, for an epic hero, it's 26.5%, but you've got the same chance of pulling somebody like Grim or Tibertus as you do of pulling, I've forgotten his name now. This is really annoying because it used to just freeze on wherever you stopped, but now it doesn't, as pulling Knuckles. So yeah, an absolutely brilliant 4-star there. And then we have an Abyss hero called Numbskull. I want him just for the name. I think that's just ridiculous, but yeah, cool. So Numbskull, he is of the fighter class, which is a good class. Again, he's got the Abyss Hunter family bonus. So we won't go over those again. And the passives, he's got the Hunter's Sense passive as well. Now, stats-wise, we've still got the max power preview on, but again, you can see those stats are just humongous. So yeah, you're going to be doing well even without the max power preview. Yeah, you can see the stats are really good on all of these sort of 4-star heroes as well. All of the Covenant summon heroes. I think this is the way we're going with this game. I think they want you to really want you to pull in this portal. I'm not saying that you should do. You can still get away with loads of other heroes that are in the game, but these are the ones we all want. So Cracked Skull Strike from Numbskull. He's running at slow speed, and at slow speed he'll be dealing 100% damage to all enemies. Okay, that's nothing. He summons a Bone Skull minion for each ally with 12% HP and 15% attack inherited from the caster. And when the Bone Skull minion's destroyed, it deals 55 damage to all enemies. Okay, so we have got the sort of mini version of Sorrow here. Her minions will deal 135 damage to all enemies when destroyed. But you can see how overpowered they thought this effect was, because the fact that he's summoning 5 minions, she's summoning 6. He's running at slow speed. He's only dealing 100% damage to all enemies because of that final effect. So, 55 damage to all enemies. If you destroy all of the minions on the team, that's 5 times 55. So it's a 550 damage hit straight up to all enemies if you destroy the minions in one go, which is what we've all tried to do up until this point. So I think there's going to need to be some new mechanics and new sort of ideas when facing these heroes. One that I can think of is heroes that steal minions. So heroes like Gefjon, who is actually featured in the Fated Summon. That would be an extremely useful hero against somebody like Numbskull or somebody like Sorrow, because you'd be able to take that minion and you could have it for yourself rather than having to keep it on the enemy team. So that's the first sort of viable counter that I've thought of. Now let's move on to the 3-star here, Cedar. So Cedar is of the Ranger class, so he gets a chance to bypass. He is a holy hero. And he's got the Hunter's Vigor passive, so again, increased attack. Jungle Hunter family bonus, increased HP, and the Hunter's Mark as well. Stats-wise, 3 stars, it's not always really worth going over stats, but for me, it looks like his HP is slightly low. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to him. Should be pretty quick because we haven't gone that far in. Okay, so his special skill's running at average speed, and it's called Titan Bone Chain Slash. And he deals 175% damage to all enemies. That attack stat, that's not too bad. If you did decide to use 1 ether, alpha ether, he's going to be getting up to nearly 850 attack. Plus, he benefits from the attack up ether power. Plus, he gets the attack up when he casts his special. So there's a lot of attack up going on with this guy. And if you look at the bottom, he gets the plus 20% attack against the weaker element as well. So don't forget about all of those things, because you can increase that 175% damage pretty much to a massive hit with that. All enemies then get minus 15% accuracy and a further 2% decrease. Don't really like this. Every time they're hit during 4 turns, up to minus 35% accuracy. So I thought there was going to be something amazing there. Unfortunately, I set him up, but it didn't happen. So yeah, probably my least favorite hero, unfortunately. I'm still looking for an amazing 3-star from this portal. I mean, the last one that we had, the green one, was quite good. But these heroes are fantastic. So Sorrow's amazing. Thunderclap is incredible. Knuckles, just a great 4-star hero. So I think for me, this would be the one to sort of, well, I was going to say chase, but I don't ever think you should chase for a hero. But he is a bit more likely to get. Numbskull, he's just a Numbskull, man. His name's okay. His special is pretty good, but he is running at slow speed. So he's like, if you didn't get Sorrow, he's like the booby prize. And Cedar, nah, not so much. The other featured heroes, you've got Kai. Kai is amazing, very fast speed. That Bone Trap Fiend is absolutely massive, and he dispels buffs from the target every single turn. So after he hits you, you're pretty much dead. The target gets a decrease for healing as well. It's a fantastic hero. Cleaver is... I've never really been a huge fan of Cleaver. But yeah, somehow, because he's running at fast speed, it just seems like he absolutely destroys me every time I go up against him. So yeah, pretty good hero. Louis fantastic because he gives the defense down. I mean, dispels buffs before he hits, and then he gives the minus defense, and the effect becomes uncleansable against Holy. And then Luina, a hero that was featured in Soul Exchange for 20 souls. Need I say any more? Blocks, I mean, the shortest special in the world, but really, really effective. So I wish you guys all of the best in your summons if you are going to drop some pulls in this portal. Sorry for making it such a long video, but I was really surprised by some of these new ones. So please drop us a like, subscribe if you find the videos useful, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next one. Bye for now.